Alright guys, what's up? Welcome to November's project update. Today is November 25th, Black Friday. For those of you who don't know, I work retail. I just got done. It's almost midnight now. But had enough energy left in the tank to bring you guys a project update today. Going to be a little bit busy the rest of the month here, so gotta happen now or it's not gonna. Anyway, as you can see, this is going to be a jam-packed update. There's plenty going on the layout. Everything we're going to talk about is in this frame right now. But we'll get started with new acquisitions, because I just went to a train show last weekend, and all the front cars here are all from that train show. So we'll get into them real quick here first. First up here is a Golden West covered hopper. This is in Intermountain. I'm in the process. I haven't really finished yet. But as you can kind of see, it's patched out. I'm in the process of patching that out, and I'm going to re-letter it for HPJX. I think they're the ones that handle a lot of the Golden West service cars now. It's a little complicated history behind them, so I won't get into that too much, but they have a lot of these ones now, so I'll re-letter it for that. Second car up here is an AGP 3-bay covered hopper. It's a Trinity. I was hunting for this car forever, and I finally found it at the show. Paid a little bit more than I really wanted to, but it's a car that I've wanted for a very long time, so I decided to go ahead and pick it up. It came just bare bone stock, no weathering, no graffiti, no reflective details or anything, but I put all that stuff on. As you can see, reflective details, the graffiti. This is all prototypical per prototype picture, not of that road or that number, but of a different one that's in very close in number. So I'm really happy with the way that turned out. Super ecstatic to have that car on the layout finally. And yeah, so let's move on to the next car here, which is a Walther's Proto auto rack. This is the first auto rack I've ever owned, actually. Hopefully not the last. Definitely want to get some more of those running on the layout. When I got this thing, I thought it was just a regular TTX trailer train auto rack. I did not realize that it said Milwaukee Road on it. So I'm not sure what's going to end up happening with that thing. Probably just keep it the way it is now, and then weather it down the road here. But I like it. It's a good looking auto rack, and hopefully we'll have more of those coming soon. Next two cars here are both tank cars. I got an Atlas Dowex tank here. I'm not really very familiar with what type of product both of these carry. I'm not up to date on that type of stuff, but I got this thing for a pretty good price, 23 bucks. Pretty happy with the deal. I added the reflective stripes on the side and everything to make it prototypical, so that looks great now. Probably gonna add KDs because I don't really like the Atlas couplers that come stock on them. And then the car that's behind it is the deal of the century. This is an Intermountain, I think it's a food product tank, judging by the size of it. Intermountain, I got this from a guy for $11. I was amazed at the price of this thing. I had to snatch it up as soon as I could. It came with scale KDs already installed, and it actually ended up having two more packages of them. Two more pairs of scale KDs in the box. They're not the shelf style, but they're definitely nice for sure. So I was really happy to pick that one up, and even more surprised when I realized what was inside of it. So definitely great for that. Next thing up that I acquired at the train show, you guys saw in the introduction. That is all of these intermodal containers here. Everything in the first three cars is brand new, including the kit Walther's intermodal tank, which I always thought were fascinating. All three of the 20-foot containers. There's an APL, a K-line and an extra that I got. And then in the third car here, there's a 53-foot hub group sitting on top of an APL. All of these are going to be Walthers cars, or Walthers containers. I was pretty excited to finally pick those up, because these were running around as bare tables before that. So they look great now. So that's it for new pickups, guys. Stay tuned, and we're going to get into the current projects going on the layout. You see a couple of them behind you, and then there's another one that we'll get to talking about too. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. The first of the in-progress projects for this month is going to be this Dash 9 you see here that's sitting in pieces in front of you. This is an Athearn Blue Box Dash 9, picked up in a negotiation, I guess you could say, with a friend for a bunch of other stuff, including that BNSF that was in last month's project update that is now sold, actually. So basically what I did this, like I said, it was an Operation Lifesaver Dash 9. I stripped all that off, put the old NS logo on. I'm doing a little bit of work to the cab now. It had no grab irons, so I put those in. I'm in the process of relocating the headlight. I got the Details West kit in. LED is installed, as you can see down here. The only thing left to do really to finish that up is going to be to cover the old spot where the headlight was, and then that'll be good to go. After that's done, I have a DCC non-soundboard that came out of one of the next products we're going to talk about in the next segment. I'm going to throw that in there. Got a couple more detail parts that need to go on. I have the horn that's got to get painted. It's a Cal scale horn right here. K5. Nothing special. So that's got to get painted. Got to get the snowplow put on. And we should be good to go on that. It's not too fancy of a project, but it'll be good. A good trailing unit, just to fill out some trains and whatnot. So next we'll get into the in-progress rolling stock, and the first one you'll see here is a very familiar piece of rolling stock to the layout. This is the D&H car, which I finally got back to working on. I finally got the patches painted. They look really uneven, but honestly that's how they look on the real car. So I'm pretty happy the way they turned out. And I also got the reflective striping put on, as you can see. All that's left to do with that one is put on the decals, and I haven't gotten around to doing that yet. That's kind of one of my least favorite parts of working on these things, but I'll get to it eventually. Second up is this Burlington Northern boxcar. This thing's been on the layout for quite a while. I think it's a Walthers. I don't really know. I bought it without a box. It's in the middle of being weathered. I got all the fading done to it and everything, as you might be able to see. Still gotta put some grime on, and then get a bunch of graffiti on there and everything. Most of these that I can find pictures of are pretty rough. So that'll be coming up soon. And then the last one is, again, that Golden West service covered hopper. Just got to put the decals on that. Patch is already ready to go. Got to clear coat it first before I put the patch numbers on, and should be good to go. Alright, so with that being said, we're going to get into the last segment of the video, which is the finished projects. There's a couple of cool ones coming up in that, so we'll get into that here shortly. Alright guys, so here are my 2 completed projects for the month. Started a whole lot, didn't get a lot done. But what I did get done is right here in front of you. To the right you'll see the SD80 Mac that I discussed in my last video. That's all set now. Lock sound installed, speakers installed, modified for flashing front ditch lights. You saw that in the beginning of the video, so I won't go through and demonstrate that. To the left of it is actually, though, a completely new locomotive. That is an SD70M smooth side. It doesn't have the flared radiator. It's one of 10 that Norfolk Southern actually has on the on the roster. I'm going to move this 80 Mac to the side here. That way we can get a better view of this thing. So basically what I did to it, did a little bit of work to it. The guy that had it before the guy I got this from had the horse head decals on it, even though the prototype locomotive still doesn't have them yet. So I had to take those off, put the old NS logo on. He had it faded, but he didn't really have any truck grime or any real weathering, so I went ahead and did that as well. This is a Genesis locomotive. It did have flashing front ditch lights, but when I put in sound that you'll hear at the end of the video, because this is in the closing, I accidentally blew one of the front ditch lights, so I'm going to have to go back in and install SMD LEDs in the ditch lights eventually. For now, it's going to stay the way it is, though. There's just too much going on to worry about that now. I did upgrade the front and back headlights to LEDs already. Those look great. You'll see those in the video at the end, or the closing of this video as well. And then the big thing I did is I added Tsunami 2 sound, and I'm very impressed with it. I run Tsunami products in a lot of my locomotives. Some of them, my SD70M flared radiator came stock with Athearn Tsunami sound. I had my HLCX had Tsunami sound in it. I run an Econami in one of my Dash 9s. So even though I tried out lock sound in my new 80 Mac, I still wanted to check out what Tsunami had to offer in the Tsunami 2, being that I ran Tsunami in so many of my other locomotives. I'm glad I did, because I'm very impressed with the way they turned this thing out. The horn on this thing, spectacular. I'm running a Nathan P5 on it right now. I have no idea, honestly, if that's actually prototypical or not. The horn that's on it is funky. I've honestly never seen that horn before in my life. The only ding that I would honestly give Econami for their board, or excuse me, Tsunami for their board style decoder, is this goofy LED keeps peeking out of the dynamic brake fan hatch right there. It's lighting up blue, and honestly, that really doesn't bug me very much at all. It works for me, so I'm just gonna leave it. But yeah, guys, I think that's it for this month's project update. We went through a whole bunch of stuff, new acquisitions, Inprogress projects, as you can see there, and our two finished beauties over here, the EMDs. Pretty content with what got done on the layout this month. Next month's probably not going to be very productive at all, honestly. Got a lot going on. Busy season at work, finishing up college, and then I'm going home for winter break. So I'm not sure what I'll be able to get done while I'm up there. We'll see. But for now, guys, thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you liked the video. And stay tuned for more, because we'll have more coming your way. Take care, guys.